Hello everybody, I hope you're doing great. It's the Pokemon Player. Today we're looking at this budget Nidoqueen deck. Now, to be perfectly honest, this is definitely a budget deck, because, you know, you're not playing Jirachi, you're not playing Dedenne, except for, like, Shrine of Punishment. Everything here is, like, really common cards, but, it's actually really good and fun to play. I mean, I've been playing it a little bit here and there, and it's so much fun. It's absurd. This isn't my list, it is, but I took it from Ross on PTCG Radio. I'll put the link in the description. I'll also copy-paste my deck in the description, so you can copy-paste it into the game if you want to try this deck out for yourself. I did make a few modifications to a list that one in Japan, I believe, is where Ross got it from. So this is the current list. I'll show you a little bit how it works, and then we'll go into a game and see if we can show it in its best light. So, you're working around Power Lariat. This is 10 damage plus 50 for each evolution Pokemon you have on your bench, which is in total potentially 250 damage. So, in most regular decks, you'd think, hey, having 5 evolution Pokemon on your bench, that seems unlikely. But this deck is really meant to just, for each Pokemon to work with the others, to build itself into a lot of evolutions on your bench, each with support Pokemons, with attack Pokemons, so this is actually going to work out really well. The first support Pokemon is Nidoqueen itself. Once during your turn, you actually get to search for a Pokemon, not EX or GX, but we're not running any of those here, so that's really good. We're running a 4-1-3 line. The 1 is actually not necessarily because of consistency, because you've got a really good Rare Candy, you can really get them easily, but it's just because sometimes it's actually more for the damage. Sometimes you have a Nidoran on your bench, and you can't evolve into a Nidoqueen immediately, but you can evolve into a Nidorina for the 50 extra damage with the active Nidoqueen, so that's why I decided to run the 1 Nidorina. So yeah, let's get started. This obviously can attack for 3 colorless energies, so we're running 4 triple colorless energies and the 1 super boost energy, which can only work if you've got 3 stage 2 Pokemons in play, but you will. And it'll provide 4 energies at a time, which actually unlocks the attacks of most of these other Pokemon, so that's pretty sweet. We're running a 2-2 line of Meganium. Meganium's ability is like a Rare Candy, except you can use it as soon as the Pokemon is into play. So as soon as you get one, which you'll try to get really early, every single turn you get to put a basic and evolve it straight into the stage 2 every single turn. That's actually why we're playing mostly 2 basic and stage 2 lines in this deck, and very few stage 1s. We're playing a 1-1 Rampardos line, though the basic is actually an item card and not actually a Pokemon, because Rampardos is actually so good. He deals for just the 1 energy, but we don't have any way of putting that on, so it'll have to be the Quadra energy either way. 122 an evolution Pokemon, which isn't, it's not amazing, but fighting weakness is actually a pretty good weakness to be hitting for, so that could be great. And more importantly, Wild Crash for 3 fighting energy will knock out any basic Pokemon, and so you can totally load this with a super boost energy and take down like a massive tag team Pokemon without them at all expecting it. Even if none of your bench is set up and they're expecting you to deal no damage, you can Meganium into a Rampardos and hit them with everything you've got. You do have to have 3 stage 2 Pokemons into play, but that seems, that's not as hard as it might seem. We're running a 2-2 line of Swampert. Swampert, once during your turn, you get to discard your hand and discard a card and draw 3 cards, so that's pretty good. Here for consistency, and Hydro Pump, which you can use with triple colorless energy for 80 damage, so that's pretty good. And also 20 more for each water, so if the energy you're using is the Quadra energy, you'll actually be hitting for 80 more damage, so you're hitting for 160. That can take down Reshiram and Charizard GX, so that's pretty good. We're running a really big line of Inteleon here. Inteleon, as you probably know, Shady Dealings allows you to search for 2 trainer cards as soon as you evolve into him, as well as Drizzile is the name of that Pokemon, I believe, who has the exact same ability, but just for the 1 trainer card. So you run a really thick line of these. They'll get your rare candies. They'll get you all of your trainer Pokemons, of your trainers, my bad, not trainer Pokemons. They'll get you really the consistency that you're looking for, and we're running a really thick line of them because you definitely want to draw into them super early. Now, that being said, it's also really useful for this energy to actually happen, and it's pretty good support Pokemon, considering your Nidoqueen deals more damage when he's in play, so that's why we're running so many of them. We are also running 4 Evolution Incense and 4 Pokémon Communication to get your Pokemon out as soon as possible, and 2 Pokémon Catcher as your gust of choice. There aren't very many good gust options in this format, so we're just running the 2 Pokemon Catcher. I added 1 Ordinary Rod because I feel like sometimes some of your cards come out. Some of them are really clutch, like you're only running 3 Nidoqueen, and you can potentially lose up to 6 before you actually lose the game. So 3 Nidoqueens is sometimes a little light, but then sometimes you're going to attack with Rampardos, sometimes you're going to attack with Swampert. So either way, we're running 4 Nidorans, so sometimes I want to shuffle some of my Nidoqueens back into the deck to be reusing them. So that's pretty nice. And then we're running 4 Rare Candy, which seems like an obvious choice. The 1 Unidentified Fossil I talked about. 2 Shrine of Punishment is really important because, as I said, you cap out at 260 damage, which is annoyingly shy of the main tag teams being played these days. So you can hit him U3 if he gets hit with 1 round of Shrine of Punishment. You can knock out an ADP if he gets hit with 2 rounds of Shrine of Punishment. So that's really good. And then as far as the supporter lineup, you definitely don't want to play any supporter that's too aggressive, because you don't want to lose some of your resources in this deck. So we're playing the 1 Cynthia, the 1 Marnie as shuffle support, 1 Erika's Hospitality, which allows you to draw cards out of your opponent's board state, so that's really sweet. And then the 2 Professor Elm's Lecture, which are pretty important in this deck because you want to be setting up. You're not going to be using them every turn, but the turns that you use them, not every game, I mean. You're not going to use them every game, but the games that you do use them, they sometimes come out really, really clutch. 1 Guzma Hala because mostly for the special energy search, because you've only got 5, so sometimes you kind of needed to draw another one, or at least to really draw into it, especially the super boost energy, which sometimes comes in as the perfect card for the play you're planning on making, and that you can't search out in any other way than Guzma Hala. And finally, the 1 Roxie. Now, Roxie's usually used with Wheezing to be dealing damage all over the board, but it is a card that when you discard 2 Pokemons allows you to draw 3 cards. So when you discard 2 Pokemons, you can draw 6 cards. I mean, 3 cards per Pokemon, my bad. And we're running an amazing amount of Pokemon here. We're actually running 28 of them. So it makes sense to do that. And then the 2 Air Balloon. So that is the deck list. Let's give it a roll in the Versus Ladder and see how we fare. So we lose the coin flip, which means that we play first. That's definitely not too bad, especially with these cards. We're starting really sweet. So I think I'll put the Sobble up first. I'd rather it not die, but I don't think it will. And if it in fact doesn't, we'll be in a really sweet spot. We might actually get to use this Nidorina to evolve. Okay, so the Evolution Incense has no use right now. Because we can't evolve on our first turn, of course. We'll just wait a turn and hope that we have something better than a Guzma Hala. Then again, if we do get a Guzma Hala, we can Shrine of Punishment, which will start getting damage on that Reshiram and Charizard. We can get ourselves an Air Balloon, though the Air Balloon isn't relevant just now because I don't think we'll be attacking with Nidoqueen this very turn. And we could get ourselves a triple acceleration energy. So that would be good if we were attacking immediately with Nidoqueen, which I don't think we will. But actually, I mean, if there is nothing better, if we don't draw into a better supporter than Guzma Hala, we might actually do that. And if we do, then again, we are going to get ourselves a Nizzle, I think is the name of this guy's evolution. And if we do, I think we might actually get ourselves a supporter. I'm still a little bit hesitant. It's going to depend on whatever we top deck. This guy's just kind of going off, setting himself up. He's got 3 energies in the discard pile, which is, he gets his Jirachi, he gets his Rangaroo. I mean, there's nothing to say about the 3 energies. And now he's at, wait, oh, is this what this guy does? That's not what, searches their deck for 200, is that what he just did? Didn't it look like the energy cards came out of his discard pile? I'm so confused. Yeah, okay, well, I was wrong. He searched his deck for 2 fire energy cards. Okay, that makes sense. And here he searches his deck for 2 random cards, which is probably like, a welder or something. Okay, so, let's, go for a, I think I'm going to take a Roxie. Let's just check how many acceleration energies we've got. We've only got 3 in this game. That's unfortunate, but we might draw into it. Oh, wait, my bad. Actually, with the Rare Candy, we can evolve straight into Inteleon, which is definitely what we want to do. So this is going to get us 2 trainers right away. So I think I'm going to get a Meganium, and then I'll get some sort of draw support. So I'm not exactly sure which one I want. So Meganium is going to come in the form of an Evolution Incense. And then draw support, I'm thinking maybe Roxie. Let's just check that we have a second Swampert before we throw this one out. And let's check that we have a Roxie. And now the more I go, the more I'm sure that I want to play this Roxie. I'm not sure I actually want, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm not sure I actually want to get this Inteleon ever out of the active, because he's just gonna make us lose the one prize card, and he would be a great guy to lose, because that way we'd free up our bench for a little bit more space. That would not be too terrible. So I'm not looking too hard for the Air Balloon as of right now. Though we could evolve into some pretty sweet cards right now, in which case we would in fact want to. Yeah, so we can't Guzma Hala. The Ordinary Rod doesn't seem very relevant. What is good though is that we can Evolution Incense for a Nidoran, which is going to Nidoqueen, my bad. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna evolve into it, which is gonna allow us to search not for a Swampert, but for a another basic. I'm gonna get myself another Nidoran. That way we've got another one going. And I'd love for this Inteleon to die this turn. We did not have a Marnie, though maybe we could have played one. That would actually probably have been a very good call. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, wow. I searched out Roxie. Marnie might have been a good call. Then again, no. Marnie would definitely have been a better call. That was kind of dumb on my part. Because here he does have his welder. He has like 1 billion fire energy. Marnie would have definitely been a lot smarter to play. So, as I was saying, it's not the end of the world if this guy pulls out his loaded Reshiram and Charizard. I would just, I think we might actually play Guzma Hala this turn, because it's gonna get us our float balloon, our triple acceleration energy here. And actually, you know what we could do? We could search our deck for that. Unfortunately, we just put the Nidoqueen up. Jesus Christ. I was thinking, might as well not put the Meganium up. Oh man, such a shame I put the Nidoqueen up. Huh, had I not done that, we could maybe made some, like, ridiculously cool plays. That's not what I did, though, so it's not gonna happen. So, I will drizzle and search my deck for a... Shrine of Punishment. No, I'm gonna Guzma Hala, so I don't need a supporter. So Shrine of Punishment seems like a reasonable call to make. So we're gonna kill this guy right here. We're gonna search our deck. Well, first, before we use that, we are going to get ourselves a Swampert and evolve into him, because we don't really need. Then again, no, I'm gonna do this. If we had kept the Meganium's ability, we could actually have evolved whatever was gonna put down here, and then maybe gotten a one-hit KO, but it seemed unlikely that we were gonna get the rare candies out everything else. So I don't think that was gonna happen either way. So here we're gonna power draw. We don't need the Elm's Lectures anymore. We're gonna discard them. And what we could do, Jesus Christ, there were so many better plays than just Nidoqueening. I'm so dumb for having put that Nidoqueen up. I could literally have attacked with anyone else. Anything would have been better than what I did. So that's definitely unfortunate. And now I'm hesitating whether I put a Nidoqueen or a Sobble. I think I'm going to go for the... Then again, I am hitting him for weakness with Sobble. Yeah, okay, that's not amazing. I'm going to do this, and I am going to now Guzma Hala. Now, I'm going to Guzma Hala away this Elm's Lecture, definitely, and this Nidoran, I believe. We do have an Ordinary Rod in hand, so that's pretty sweet. We're going to get ourselves a Shrine of Punishment, which is... why did I search for a Shrine of Punishment with Drizzile? Jesus Christ, I'm making mistakes all over the place. This is rather annoying. The cool thing is, though, I think I'm going to keep taking him out with... here's what the plan is. I'm going to take this guy out with Nidoqueen, and then, like, say, I'll search for another one. I'll get this Nidoran into a Nidoqueen, and we will be taking this guy down with a Nidoqueen, and then take him by surprise if he brings out another tag team, like, say, that one, with either the Swampert or the what? The name again? I forgot what his name is. The fighting type. Both of them would be able to take him out with the energy, so that's definitely what we're going to try to do here. The Swampert can actually take him down here with a triple acceleration energy, but I'd rather take him down with Nidoqueen. Okay, so that's pretty sweet. The problem is, if I attack him right now with this, we're not... I'm going to discard the Shrine of Punishment. We don't need it anymore. If I attack him right now with this guy's going down right after, and it's kind of a waste of the Nidoqueen's attack that we just used. If we use the Drizzile right now, what could we do? Ooh! What we could do is, if this Pokemon Catcher lands, we could destroy this man. And that would be amazing. I'm now hesitating quite a bit as to what we're gonna do. It really depends on what the catcher lands. I'm gonna check what the catcher does, and depending on sweet. So we grab this Reshiram and Charizard, we drop this Super Boost energy, and now we're actually in a really good spot. So I'm thinking I want an Ordinary Rod, maybe. Yeah, I want an Ordinary Rod and evolve this Nidoran. That way we're getting our plays in a little bit of a more secure spot. We get ourselves a Nidoqueen. I'm thinking I want an Ordinary Rod sometime in the very near future. We don't need the Unidentified Fossil anymore because we can't attack with him anymore. We just dropped the energy. What I'd love to do would be get another Swampert out. So I'll be doing that right now. I'm gonna shuffle. I'd love to shuffle these Nidoqueens back in, but I'm actually gonna go for the Swampert for 2 reasons. Well, then I'll go for 1 Swampert and 1 Nidoqueen. And that's going to be for 2 reasons. The first one is that Swampert can actually get the knockouts himself in this matchup, so I don't really need, and here we're going to Marnie. Wait, that's a lie. Didn't we already use a supporter? No, we did not. Am I dumb? Did we use a supporter? We did not use a supporter this turn. So we can Marnie, which is going to be perfect end of the turn here. And we are going to search our deck for the baby Mudkip. Yes, that being said, I do want to take out another Mudkip rather than another Nidoqueen because he can take out the knockouts, and more importantly, this Swampert is going to die right now as soon as we attack with this guy, and I really need him for consistency too. He's going to be a little tougher to make plays with when we don't have him anymore. So this is an amazing hand. We've got all the energies we need for next turn. We're taking a knockout, which means that we will be taking 3 more cards into our hand, and we've got everything we need. We can search our deck for a Swampert, evolve into him, use his attack, and his attack even with 80 damage is enough to take down what's left of that Reshazard over there. He just gives us the win. It's perfect. Okay, well, I hope that was a good showcase of the way this deck works. This game kind of showed how it can pick off. We were lucky we were hitting fire for weakness, but it works kind of the same way when you're not hitting fire for weakness. So I hope you like this deck. I'll post the list, my bad, in the description, and everybody have a good day.